Welcome back. Glad to have you with us today on God at Work, and so glad to be with my friend Bishop Shelton Bady. Bishop's been a pastor in Houston, Texas for years and moving on to new and greater things. But
Shifting.
Bishop,
Certainly, it has been a delight to serve for 30 years at our church. And really, how I viewed it is it's the Lord's church. So when making a transition, it was only just following the Lord. And I've continued to follow the Lord because his path leads us from one level of glory to the next level of glory.
amen, amen. So as Bishop said, moving on.
Yes.
And that's what we want all of you to do. Just see your life where you are right now, but not where you're going to be tomorrow. You're moving. And today could be a day of movement for you. I pray that it will be. Open your heart in that way. But just to back up a little bit. So Bishop and I, actually Bishop somehow or another got a hold of my book or something, invited me to his church. We ended up spending a year together.
That's exactly right.
I came to Houston 1 week a month for a year in order, listen to this, pastors, in order to train his business people. Because he already knew, he's got a business degree in serving as a pastor. He knew that ministry was beyond the pulpit, although he's one of the best pulpit men I've ever seen. But he knew that needed to happen. So while he's great at training, he asked me to come in and help with that.
Right.
So we
because
did
my
it.
expertise is in business from one of the major business schools in the world, University of Texas, the MBA program there. But I knew more than I can tell you a funny story about that too, though. The reason why I went to business school, because I wanted to follow God.
Yeah.
I was in one city in Saginaw, Michigan, and I knew that I would need to go to Austin. So I said, okay, what shall I do if I'm going to go to Austin? And just dawned on me, why don't I go to school for the master's program to get an MBA? So I didn't choose to get an MBA by a vision. I did that because I wanted to follow the Lord.
Yeah.
So I end up applying. And when I end up applying, people said to me, you'll never get in. That's the school they're not going to allow you to get in. A counselor told me that when I went to get the information about it, never get in. I said, I didn't ask you whether I was going to get in. And I said, give me the information. That was back in the day. We didn't have the internet just to go online.
Right.
And so I did that. And I said, I want to apply to one school. And that was that one school. And I applied. I got in. But when I got there, I got more than an MBA program and more than an MBA degree. It was the next word that I needed to hear from the Lord about what to do. And that simple word was follow me. And I began following him by going to the park and preaching in the park. So by coincidence, I got an MBA by just following the Lord, because God somehow knew that if he spoke to me in the language of go do evangelism, go do this, that might have been too much for me. But simply go to another city. And then when I got to the city, MBA program, do that because I was familiar with that.
Yeah.
And then it elevated to the next. Often God uses what we're familiar with to bring us to things and areas that we don't know nothing about.
So grab a hold of this truth right now. We're going to teach you as we go through Bishop's life right now. He didn't know where it was going to lead him, but he knew God said, go there.
Correct.
So there wasn't a question whether you get in or not, because you knew you were going to, because God had said it. But out of that, you didn't go out and immediately start a business. You started a church.
Certainly did.